Hi, I'm Ben Smith and I'm the 2011 Young Horticulturist of the Year.
Kia ora, I'm Rangi Green and I was runner-up in the 2011 competition. So Ben, what was it like winning?
Oh, look, on the day and night, it's all a blur, it just goes past so quickly. When you're sitting there at the dinner, the nerves are terrific. I could hardly believe it when my name was read out. It's a good feeling. Actually, it's a fantastic feeling. I think what winning the award will do for my career is help me get where I want to go sooner. How about you, Rangi? Was it a good experience?
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, I never saw it coming, so I think it was the best thing about the whole experience. Well, it certainly pushed me beyond what I normally do, and I'm far more confident in my abilities now. It's really helped me develop new skills in new areas, and I've brought in the outlook that I have on my industry. And I've certainly grown a lot from it. I managed to achieve a lot of the things that have been on my list for some time, and without the competition I would never have had those things.
And what are those things on your list? What have you been doing?
Lots of travel. I got to travel to some awesome destinations, about 5 countries in 12 weeks, in fact. First travelled to England, and I was accepted into the internship at the Royal Horticultural Society Garden in Wisley for 6 weeks. And then I went down to Cornwall and saw the Eden Project, which has been a dream come true, and the Lost Gardens of Halligan. And I skipped to Scotland, Ireland, France, and then I ended up in Canada. So yeah, it's been awesome.
And what were you doing at Wisley?
Wisley, I was working in the trials departments and the trials fields, and just been involved there because that's what I look after back here at the Botanic Gardens and bringing the information back.
And I hear you got a job offer too.
I did. I got offered a position on the trials department.
Fortunately, we got you back.
It was very flattering, but I'm really happy at the Botanic Gardens. So Ben, how have you spent your prizes?
I'm still working on that actually. I'm currently trying to get into a couple of different programs. Rather than travel, I want to use it on study.
And what kind of study?
Leadership is the area that I'm looking to expand into. It was interesting at the Young Leaders Forum. My boss actually presented a little piece there and we chatted about that afterwards, and he talked about leadership in horticulture and how it's a bit weak sometimes, so that's where I'm really looking to focus some of my energy into.
Cool, so what's the next step? How are you going to get there?
I've got an interview for the Leadership New Zealand course in November, hopefully. Fingers crossed I'll get in.
Oh, cool.
No guarantees at this point.
Yeah. Ben, I saw you on TV. What's the story behind that?
You were obviously tomato growers for McDonald's, and they wanted a tomato grower in their ads, so I got railroaded into it. It was a great experience though. It was filmed in Australia. Big crew. I thought it was going to be small. Turned out there was like 7 truckloads of gear there, lighting, sound, all the rest of it, and they got an actor out to try and get us to act this ad. We obviously did very badly at it, me and the Australian guy who did the Australian version. Quite a big learning experience. But you've had some media coverage yourself too, haven't you, Rangi?
I have, yes. I've done an article with the Weekend Gardener about the children's garden and my placement in the competition. It was pretty exciting. Ben, how did you actually enter into this competition?
Well, I got leaned on by a few people, to be honest, and I'm really glad they did in hindsight, because I needed a bit of to get in there, a bit of a shove to get into the competition. And for veggie growers, it starts by entering the Young Veggie Grower competition, then through to the Young Grower, and then to Young Horticulturist. And I guess in that respect, it gave me a bit of practice at competitions. And how about you, Rangi?
Well, I was also encouraged and supported by my colleagues, and without them, I certainly wouldn't have entered at all. And it's hard to know if you are good enough, so you need a challenge, and I respect myself enough to have that. The practical activities were certainly a roller coaster of emotion. I remember refusing to prune a kiwi fruit because I told them it was going to take half a day and I only had 12 minutes in which to do it in, so that was quite funny. What was the most challenging part for you?
I think also the pruning activity and some of the plant identification things. I remember standing at some of them going, it's not a tomato plant, I've got no idea what that thing is.
But you were so cool as a cucumber, didn't show.
Oh, that might be planned or it might just be idiocy, I'm not sure about that.
Ben, you took out the AGMA Innovation Project. What was involved and what's your reflection on that?
It was a massive project at the time, really. It's until you're actually doing it, you never realise quite how big the project is. However, looking back on it, it's been really good experience on how this year has gone. So I've been doing a lot of project business planning at work, that sort of thing. And it's been extremely helpful for learning how to do that sort of thing and do it well. So what are some of the skills you think you got out of this, Rangi?
Well, first and foremost, I think is definitely confidence. From where I was a year ago to now is a huge jump.
I find the competition does give you the, like you say, confidence to dive into things that you otherwise would be a little bit standoffish about.
I mean, without a competition like this, there would be nothing for young horticulturists, and this is a great way to really grow our sector and grow our industry.
A competition like this, I guess, gives you a great thing to benchmark yourself against other people, because without going into something like this, you really don't have a clue if you're any good at what you're doing.
So Ben, what else have you been up to since the competition?
Well, I said at last year's speech that I was going to get married, and with all the competitions, I couldn't put it off any longer, so I am now married.
Oh, congratulations.
Had the honeymoon, thank you.
Where did you go?
South Australia, studied viticulture.
So Ben, how do you feel now that the year's almost up?
Well, that tiara and sash is just about to be handed on to the next person, and I wish them luck. But looking back on it, great experience. I'd definitely do it again. I wouldn't need my arm twisting next time to get entered into it. Great experience.
I agree. I've had a really good year too. It's really grown and pushed me. I'm really pleased with where I'm at.
Finally, to this year's competitors, well done for getting this far.
It's an amazing experience, and we wish you the best of luck.
And I really want to thank last year's partnering sponsors, who were Agmart, Fruit Fed, NZ Hort ITO, and my employer, Turners and Growers.
We'd also like to really thank the supporting sponsors, Bayer, FMG, Massey University, New Zealand Gardener, and the Auckland Botanic Gardens. Thanks, guys.